caught me admiring some beautiful tail. Very nice. Anyway, I want to make a little video here about my thumbnails. Well, it's nothing too major, but I noticed that sometimes when I'm doing a Let's Play, when I'm doing episodes, sometimes they have story progression in them, and other times not so much. Instead, it's just all side content in some episodes. And I can understand that some people might only be tuning in for the story. So I came up with this little idea of what I can do to help with that if you're watching the Let's Plays. With these fancy borders that I'm going to put up here. So if you see a cyan border, like the one that you're seeing right now, well, it won't be in the video, it'll just be on the thumbnails. But if you see a cyan border like this on the thumbnail, that means that the video will be a story progression one. If, however, you see a green border, yes, like that, that means there's no story progression in the video, and you're free to skip it if you don't care for side content. The only thing is, how much story progression does there need to be in order to consider it a story episode? Like one cutscene? 10 seconds of story progression? I guess as long as it's got something in there, maybe I should consider it a story progression episode. And it's just out of convenience if you're looking through the episodes and you wanted to, just watch the story of the game, whatever I'm playing. You'll be able to tell if the video that you're going to watch will have that, or if it's just going to be all side content. It's just something I came up with. I just thought, well, yeah, it just make it way easier. There's also another idea. I got this other idea for banners, borders, not banners. During the actual episodes, we'll talk about that in a bit. But yeah, again, what shall I really consider a story episode? Does the whole episode need to be story only? I think I'm just going to make it that as long as it's got at least a cutscene or something, or there's something that you need to do for story progression, I guess that will consider it a story episode. In which case, cyan border. Anything else, green border. So at least you know what you're clicking on. I did want to make my thumbnails because there's a lot of clickbait bullshit on YouTube these days, and I wanted my thumbnails to be something that you're going to see in it. That's just me. I rather, instead of going for something flashy, it's just you get what you see, what you sign up for. Sometimes I do a little bit of editing, but yeah. Anyway, going back to the whole borders, because I was going to actually implement... Yes, of course, that means I have to go back to the other videos and edit all the freaking thumbnails. That's not going to be the most fun thing to do, but I'll do it. Anyway, another thing I'm going to implement, another change to videos. Well, not that it's been really much of a thing in my current... Because it's still a young channel, so I've not had time to really touch up on spoilers and stuff. If there's going to be a spoiler, because YouTube has this wonderful feature. It has this wonderful feature on the timeline of videos where you can see a preview of that part of the video. And I thought, well, if I'm going to talk about a spoiler, either for the game I'm playing or for something else, can we not go on, Nintendo Switch? If I start talking about something that's spoilery, either for the game I'm playing or for something else, I'm actually going to implement a red border, actually in the video. Yeah, just like this. So if you're looking for the timeline, if I mention there's going to be a spoiler, I'm going to put up this red border thing in the video, and it'll be consistent for that whole section that has the spoiler. So that you better skip it in the timeline, and when you don't see the border, or maybe I'll turn it orange like 5 seconds before I finish the spoiler, maybe? I don't know. But I'm just going to do this border thing, this red one, if there's a spoiler. So you know how far to skip, you just look at your timeline. Or you could pause it and skip it in seconds or whatever, I don't know. Yeah, just more convenience for the viewer. So you have a informative thumbnail so you can see what you're watching, if it's worth your time. And if there's any spoilers, well, you ain't got to worry about that because the red border... what was I about to say? The red border will inform you that that's the spoilery part. And you could just, yeah, check that timeline. You can actually pull it up. YouTube lets you pull up the timeline bar. So you can clearly see which parts would have that. Anyway, that's all for this video. I will make another one after this one. We're actually coming up to the end of the year, so... Well, see you in that next episode, folks. Or in the next video, whatever. Very beautiful. Very pretty. See you around, folks.